All right, how's it going, everyone? Today we are going to be looking at a trade I played booked in Tesla. Today is April 29th, 2024, so we're going to quickly break down where we're at in the markets. Here is a 15-minute chart of the Qs. This was today. You can see that the last 2 days we've kind of been within this range that we also put in back in the middle of this month, so that I think this range actually bears watching going forward. But overall today we kind of an inside day, no breakout, no breakdown as far as the overall trend goes. Um, let's compare that to the SPY. Pretty much the same action, just maintaining the same level in both the Qs and the SPY. I think we were up, SPY 0.35%. The Qs was around, what was it, 0.5, I think? 0.41%, yeah. So, but well off the bottoms for both the SPY and the Qs. All right, let's look at Tesla. We know that last week, middle of the week, they reported earnings. The stock has been quite beaten down over the last, I don't know, since the beginning of this year, the last 4 or 5 months, it's just been going straight down. If we look at a daily here, yeah, we've just been this big trending down channel. And we hit the lows over here, which was right before the earnings. So, bottom at 138, kind of held close to that bottom, and we had our earnings. The earnings weren't very good, but Tesla's been so beaten down, we ended up gapping up on earnings. So then we gapped up, held that gap on the second day, and then we moved up slightly higher, held that same kind of range on Friday, and then coming into Monday morning session today, we had some news on Tesla that gapped it way up. Market open, it was up 10% on news that the full self-driving would now be allowed in China, and they'd be working with Chinese company Baidu to get that for all the data and the technology and all that. The government says yes to full self-drive, which means that Tesla can operate more fully in China, which could make it more interesting to prospective buyers. So the market loved this news. If we go to a 1 day, 1 minute, let's add back in our pre-market data. Okay, yeah, so gapped up around $5, and then the pre-market just bought way up here, bought through 180, went through 185. We bought it all the way up to 192, topped out in the pre-market, sold off, bought it back, broke out, but it was a false breakout. So kind of held this upper resistance of 192, sold off, market opens, we sell off. We found a bid around here at a 185, 186-ish, bought back up, but couldn't get back to that pre-market high. So we put in a lower high, and then we sell back down. Bought up a little, sell back down. Right back down to the new low of day, 185. We hold 185 after breaking slightly below it. And then we move our way back up. But once again, we put in another lower high, which is starting to look bearish here. And so at this point, I'm seeing a very clear downtrending, a very clear downtrend connecting the pre-market high and the two lower highs. So I draw this line on the chart when we're down, I don't know, 185, 186-ish, and I'm looking for the stock to move back up and break out through this level on volume, on some increased volume. So I patiently waited here as it slowly moved its way up. Conveniently, VWAP was also right at that breakout level, and so then we can see that we get right up against that level, and then when it gets big, tall bodied green candle on some increased volume relative to how we were doing. The volume was contracting down a bit, and we get through that, volume increases, we get 2, 3 even big bodied green candles to the upside, moves up $1 in the first few minutes, and then we're pretty much off to the races. At this time, I'd put my stop at the break even, which for me it was like 187.20 something, I believe. Stop at break even, and then you can kind of just let it run, watching at different resistance points as it moves up. So resistance turns support could be this 188.30 level from the previous lower high. We'd have another resistance level around 190.5. Obviously the pre-market high. But yeah, we just blew through all of them. And that news was so positive for Tesla. I'm not surprised at the up move. And from that initial breakout of the downtrend, we moved up more than $10, $11.70 or so. So a huge winner if you held at least something through the whole move. Unfortunately for me, I moved my stop up too quickly and only captured about $1 of this move, and then you feel like you're chasing it kind of. So I never hopped back in and only checked hours later to see how high we'd eventually gone. But that doesn't take away from the fact that the breakout of this downtrend ended up being a perfect entry for this trade to the upside. This felt like a really easy trade today. Just buying that breakout, putting a stop, maybe down around the low of day. I realize that's $2 worth of risk, but I mean, with a $10, $11 move, that ends up being the 5-to-1 risk reward. Now, obviously, that's not perhaps what you might have been expecting from this move. One of the things I definitely need to work more on and study more about is the placement of stop loss and how to move it up and when exactly to get out of the stock, because truthfully I never capture full moves like this because I'll either move my stop up too tight to the price action and not let it breathe enough, or I will just get out before it can ever make a move like this, not anticipating that something like this could happen. Anyways, this was the trade today. It ended up being a great trade, even though I only captured a small part of it. Let me know if any of you took this trade as well. I know some people probably would have played the double bottom down here at 185. I felt like this breakout through the downtrending line was a more safe entry, especially with the volume kind of picking back up there. But if I'd be curious to know how anyone else played it, what your hard stop was, what your take profits were, how you manage the trade after you're in it, because that's definitely something that I'm still working on. But yeah, this is it. I hope you guys traded well today. I hope this was worth your time, and remember to trade your playbook and playbook your trades.